I met with Cory for the first time in March of 2023. He actually already had a bachelor's degree, but his school was no longer accredited, and he was thinking about applying for high-level executive positions. So he needed a new college degree, and here's how he did it in 17 months and for under $3,500.
What kind of a student were you in high school?
It's interesting. I went to a small private Christian high school in northern Indiana that made it very clear to us that they were focused on preparing us for what they called ministry and not university. And this was in the mid 90s. I graduated high school in 1996. And I was part of another organization at the time that runs 4 colleges across the country.
So you still
high school was good.
Thinking of going to college, even though your high school didn't push it.
Yeah, so my story is a little bit unique in the sense that I did go through a distance learning form of that to get my degree, but they are not accredited anymore. If I were to look for a career change and I were to do a job search, or somebody was doing sort of an education check on a job search, this is not going to show up and I'm going to have all kinds of explanation. And that's really where I started stumbling and saying, like, I don't want to do this all over again. So is there an avenue for me to quickly move through the process?
What made you think like, maybe I should go back and I should go get another accredited degree at this point?
It simply came down to the possibility of considering a promotion or a different position at a different different than the organization I'm in, and going through that interview process. A lot of this is done by recruiting agencies who are doing a lot of that background check ahead of time, but they're also checking your education, and all of a sudden it's not popping up, and I'm having to go, well, yeah, but here's why it was a religious education. And so I just wanted to not have to justify that anymore. When you and I first started talking, I was really set on Purdue. But the more and more I thought about it, and the more I was looking at what I wanted to accomplish, it was very clear that UMPI was going to be the way to go.
What pulled your heart in that direction?
The transfer just equivalency was so strong, whereas at PGU, I would have had to have done a lot more within the PGU system. All 90 of my transfer credits that transferred to UMPI came straight from Sophia. That UMPI degree got me, they took all 90.
When did you graduate? Was that in August?
August 26th.
So that's 17 months. That's amazing. What was it like going through UMPI that fast?
Easier than Sophia.
Really?
And absolutely. I loved the University of Maine Presque Isle process. I thought the system was easy to use. I felt like every, what they call milestones and finals and final assessments got graded quicker than even my Sophia classes got graded. I wanted to make sure that I was graduating with the perfect score across the board, the 4.0, which I was able to do.
And something I'll point out for people out there, you might look at Cory and what he's accomplished here and say, wow, he knocked out 8 UMPI or 10 UMPI courses, 3 of which were extra hard. He got a 4.0 and he did it all in 8 weeks. Guess what, folks? You don't have to have a 4.0. A 3.5 is going to get just about anybody, just about anywhere they want in life. Like, you want to go get a doctorate, eventually you want to get a master's. A 3.5 is sufficient in like 99% of cases. And the fact that you did all the drafts is great. A lot of people don't know this, but UMPI lets you submit a initial draft for their final assignments, because every class just has one big final assignment, and you can actually submit it ahead of time, have the professor look over it, tell you what you need to fix, and then you submit it for real and you get the points. And the fact that you did that meant you got that 4.0. But that is phenomenal. What major did you end up graduating with?
I did the bachelor's in liberal arts with the management as the concentration.
That's going to prepare you perfectly to go on to get a master's. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, bachelor's of liberal studies. It's usually on the bottom list of most degree rankings. But Cory is already working in a high-level position, looking at promotion. He's bringing the average up like a lot of other people who get this degree do. People need to take this degree very, very seriously, as you have.
And unless you're going into a very specialized legal field, medical field, teaching field, some nursing field, something like that, it's not going to matter Do you have your bachelor's degree? Excellent.
Well, this is all fantastic. And now you're off to
Yeah.
go with the MAOL, the Master's of Arts in Organizational
Yeah.
Leadership at UMPI, which is 12 courses. You've already knocked out 3, which means you only have 9 to go. So where does this leave you? What's now that you've got the bachelor's degree that you wanted to get, you're about to get the master's. Is there a solid next career step for you, or are you just ready for whatever comes?
For me, it's just that sense of personal accomplishment. I think it was a sense of wanting to just not have to worry in the back of my head, how do I explain this if I ever were in a job interview? But no, I plan on staying where I'm at for now. But that preparation is there. Should something change in the future, especially this master's degree, I think is very attractive to me because I work in a nonprofit organization, and so having a master's in organizational leadership would very much lend to somebody who is working in a nonprofit organization. So super excited about it.
Great. My last question, and you're welcome to share anything else you want, but my last question I always like to end with is, if you had to give advice to somebody who was in your same position about 18 months ago, what would you tell them to do?
One, the consultation. I do not regret that consultation at all. I think it was incredibly valuable. Make sure you do it. I think that's a great starting point. Second, I think it's just about working at the speed and quality that works for you. The route I took was a Sophia UMPI route. Here's why I took it. Finding time for me uninterrupted is incredibly difficult. Lots of people are coming in and out of my door. So I went with Sophia because it was unproctored the entire way. So it was UMPI. That was my advice. If that is important to you, that is the route that I would go, is the Sophia UMPI if you don't want to go the proctored route. And I do see a lot of people in forums or in the comments at the College Hacked YouTube page ask about that. Is it proctored? And so this is a thing that matters to people, I think. And so that's my advice.
That is great.
Yeah, and I think that we just got to talk about one last thing, at the elephant in the room. Business 469 at UMPI.
Oh, yes.
So for those of you who are watching, this is the class that was designed, and the question is it harder than other classes at UMPI? Where does it rate? Here's what I can tell you. It was the single hardest class.
Yes.
It was the single hardest class, a great class, but here's why it might not be for everyone. It requires a video presentation. That might be a difficult class because it requires you to talk in front of people, which no other class did.
Business 469, the class that I designed for UMPI when I worked there for a short minute. Man, well, I'm glad to hear that it was so challenging, and I feel bad too, let's be honest. It clearly didn't slow you down, so I'm glad to hear that.
I'm super grateful for the opportunity to share my story. Hopefully it resonates with some other people who maybe have similar situations. And I'll keep an eye on the comments if the video posts, and be happy to kind of jump in the comments if people have questions.
Oh, that would be awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
I didn't ask Cory to tell you to do a session with us, but I think he's right, and I'm grateful to him for saying it and for just coming on. When you meet with College Hacked, you get help picking the perfect major and the perfect college to accomplish your career goals. And we'll help you build a plan that maximizes your college efficiency so that you're able to graduate as quickly and inexpensively as humanly possible. Not only are our clients saving time and money on their degree, they're also saving time and money on figuring out how to get their degree. We often hear of people who are like, it took me over 50 hours, like 2 months of research to be able to figure out the kind of things that you would have just told me in a session. And then our clients are able to go on and get their degree with total confidence that they are doing it as efficiently as possible. No loose threads, no mistakes, no wasted time. We help them get it done. And we'd love to help you too, so check out that link in the description down below to learn more about what it is we actually help our clients do, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon. Thank you again, Cory. Thank you for watching, and happy hacking.